Nationwide, more than half of couples cohabitating split up within 5 years.
And for unmarried parents, what does this mean for the children involved? Tonight in part one of our series on custody rights, I looked at what fathers in Michigan go through to remain a part of their children's life.
A breakup usually means the end, but for couples with children, it's just the beginning of a long, sometimes uphill battle of court proceedings and paperwork. Kurt Freudenstein, father of 6-year-old Hayden, has been in and out of family court for 5 years now, but he remembers what it felt like at the beginning of his journey.
Probably like most anybody else in separation, like just the whole anxiety of what's going to happen next. I don't really know.
His first step was the right step. He got an attorney. To begin the process of gaining any form of custodial rights, a lawyer looks at whether or not there's an established custodial right to begin with. In other words, is the parent filing for custody a legal and biological parent?
And then from there, you would have to basically look at the best interest factors that would come into play.
That's the simple part, especially for parents who were married at the time the child was born. If that's the case, the court can make a fairly simple ruling. But for parents like Kurt, who was not married to Hayden's mother, there are a few extra steps to take before a decision is made, especially for dads. According to state laws, the mother of children born to unmarried parents gets automatic custody.
So what happens is it makes it difficult. You know, you're always fighting an uphill battle.
Paternity tests and an affidavit of parentage need to be submitted to the court in many cases. But unless there's a strong reason to keep a child away from one parent, shared custody is usually the outcome.
Most of the time there's going to be a joint legal custody granted unless there's factors that would come into play where one parent couldn't be a decision maker as far as legal custody is concerned. They might be incarcerated, they might have drug or types of mental health issues.
And speaking from experience, both dad and lawyer stress that the end result shouldn't be about the parents.
As much as you want to throw daggers at the other person, bring up stuff in the past, or even, you know, for whatever money reasons might be behind it, you can't forget it's about the kids.
Set aside your own interests and then try to come up with a resolution that is fair and just for the child and what would be in their best interest as far as down the road as raising the child and what would be, I guess, the least impactful on the child.
And that's what Kurt and Hayden's mother have done.
I think we both have done a great job of not letting it damage her. And both having a loving environment for her. Sorry.
Tomorrow night in part two of our series, we'll take a look at the formula used to decide how much child support is paid and how a judge decides who foots the bill.
It's good to hear they have the best interest of the child at heart anyway.
Yeah, it seems all parties involved, at least in this case, definitely they had that as their goal.
All right, thanks, Sophie.